Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the New England Small Business Podcast. Easy for me to say. My name is Ben Barber. I am your host for this episode, and I am so excited because today we have a very special guest, Melissa Johnson from BookkeepMe. Melissa, it's so good to see you again. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on the show. So you and I just met recently through a networking group, BNI, which was very, very nice. I always love meeting new people, and I loved getting to know you a little bit, talking to you, hearing a little bit about your story. Can you tell us a little bit about what Bookkeep Me is and how it got started?
Yeah, so I started BookkeepMe after working about 4 years in public accounting, working with a lot of bookkeepers and accounting service providers, and I just saw that they were lacking in how they were helping their clients, right? Do the normal bookkeeping for the year and forget about their needs as a business. So I saw, that was something that was really needed, and I started BookkeepMe.
Awesome. How long ago was that?
I started BookkeepMe about a year ago.
Nice. So what are some of the things that businesses forget about in the or the that they that their bookkeepers or their accountants or whoever's running the books, like what are some of those fail points that you kept noticing?
Yeah, they bookkeepers are usually thought of as just, you record transactions, but it's so much more than that, right? We're here, well, at least I am here to serve a business in a way to help you understand your expenses, help you understand where your money is going, make sure that you have your books organized so that you can make informed business decisions. Forecasting, cash flow processes, those are all things that as a business owner, you should be able to receive from your accountant.
Yeah. Why do you think that is somewhere where other places are falling short?
I think it has to do with, a lot of business owners think that they have their accounting in order, right? They think that someone's processing everything as long as they see cash in the bank and they get jobs, that they're good. But revenue does not equal cash flow, right? That's one thing that a lot of business owners don't understand, that just because money's coming in doesn't mean that you're actually keeping that or using that money effectively.
Okay. So can you explain that a little bit more? Like, just because money's coming in doesn't mean that you're keeping that money. Are you? Is it the situation like a lot of us do with our personal bank accounts, where it comes in and then so much more goes out than we even ever realized because we're not paying attention to it? Or is there something else that I'm missing there?
No, that is right. We have, well, I work with a lot of business owners before they come to me, and they don't understand how they have such little amount in the bank account when their revenues are so high.
Hmm.
But they never take the time to really look at what expenses they have in their business. They don't, they sign up for subscriptions and forget them,
Yes.
and those are one of the biggest things that I see that really, really affect your cash flow. Or they have vendors that they've had a good relationship with for a long time, and they don't want to look for someone else to provide, services for them because they don't want to ruin that relationship, not realizing that it's hurting their bottom line even more.
Right. Yeah. What do you do? Like, that's a very, you know, it happens all the time. Like I just said, like it happens even if someone doesn't necessarily isn't even a business owner. This is something that happens to us all the time, right?
That's right.
We sign up for subscriptions, and now you sign up for, so it was like a couple years ago, it was just like, oh yeah, let me get Netflix and then also let me get Hulu, and now Disney Plus has come out. Oh, that's only $6 a month, I'll do that. And
Hmm.
then, it's death by a thousand cuts. But for businesses now, there are so many, like, oh, let me just get Microsoft Office for everybody, and now it's so much a month. And oh, let me expand my Google Drive, and oh, let me, um all of those little things that definitely add up. What are the you know, do you think that cutting, like, is cutting all of that stuff out the most important thing, or is being cognizant of it the most important thing? Because I feel like if you don't plan for it, then you're just losing it, right? So like you don't even think about that as being cash that goes out the door.
There's a few points that I want to
Yeah.
answer first. So yeah, you do see, oh, that's only $6 a month. I'll sign up for that. That's not going to hurt, my pockets or my my checkbook at the end of the year. But what we don't realize is that every $6 adds up. One of the things that I work with my clients is every month or every quarter, depending on how big they are, we go through your expenses. We see what return on investment they're giving you. Because if you're paying for advertising on Facebook and that advertisement turns out to be 10,000 a month, how much sales did you get from that? Did you get a good return on investment? If not, let's look for another avenue.
Yeah.
Those are one of the things that, consistent expense, management. You have to go through your profit and loss statement and see where your money is going. And even us, we fail as people to do that because we get so busy with life. And that's why, it's important that there is someone out there, like, we do that for you and we ask you, is this important? Do you need this? Is this something that's helping your business? And if it is, tell me how. If it's not, then that's something that you should consider not having anymore.
I like that aspect of like your bookkeeper as almost like it's almost serving as a business coach in a way, like
Hmm.
like just somebody to, it's the same thing. uh it's very similar to the idea of like going to see a therapist, not because this therapist is going to necessarily solve all of your problems, but they're going to point out the ones that you're oh, like you're that makes a ton of sense to me. What is the biggest thing that you've seen businesses struggling with right now, in the midst of the pandemic for going on year 2?
You know, I see that supply chain shortage, and not really planning ahead. For instance, with the services that we provide, we give 12-month rolling forecasts.
Mhm.
And that makes you think. It actually helps you plan for the future to know, okay, in a few months, I would like to have this much revenue come in. What do I need to do to get there? Let's plan for that. Let's set up budgets. And if you don't plan ahead, if you just go month by month, that's exactly what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen in a few months because you're not planning for, something to happen in a few months. So if something negative comes and you don't have any cushion for that, then your business will suffer.
Yeah. Uh, let's talk for a second about new business, right? New businesses, people starting to set up their new businesses, especially right now in this time of the Great Resignation.
Mhm.
People are going out on their own. They're starting their dream jobs. They're starting their side hustle. They're turning their side hustles into full-time gigs. And it's great. The power of the internet is bringing everybody closer, and it's cutting out the middleman in a lot of ways, and it's allowing people to chase their dreams and maybe make $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year and be happy doing what they wanted to do and not have the boss over their head. But then, uh, and that's why a lot of people like listen to this podcast, for example, right? Because they are maybe sitting at their 9 to 5 right now, and they're like planning on striking out. What are some of the striking out on their own, not striking out like swing and a miss? What do you think are some of the pitfalls that they should be looking out for when they're putting together their business plan, when they're starting to think of this, other than just hiring a bookkeeper to begin with?
Market research is really important. One of the things that I see that a lot of businesses lack is not having good mentors. There's organizations like SCORE that they help you. Let's say you have an idea, you bring it to them, you sign up with them, it's completely free. And they guide you along the way. They send you where, where you have to go to get your business started. They have a lot of retirees, and not even just retirees. They have a lot of professionals that have been in the industry, and they align you with them and give you the right person to get your business going. And having a mentor that's educated and willing to help you in this ever changing economy is a really good way to go because they have the experience that you lack.
Yeah.
But as far as starting a business, I would say go for it because America runs on small businesses.
Yeah.
We thrive in that section. And if we don't have new things and new innovative ideas there, then we're just going to fall behind.
Absolutely. Where are you located?
I'm in Providence, Rhode Island.
Yeah, so Rhode Island, I think, has like 100,000 small businesses or something insane like that. Last I checked, with the I produce the Lieutenant Governor's Small Business Town Hall every week, and I believe that that's the correct number, but or something similar to that, which is like almost one small business for every 10 people in Rhode Island. Like, it's nuts. And yeah, I think people that are not entrepreneurs underestimate how many people are out there running their own business, and maybe they don't do it full time, but they have a small business, and they're doing it, and they're trying to make these things come true, and then they are the lifeblood of a community, right? Because
That's true.
because when like, we're doing a as of recording this, we're doing a big fundraiser tomorrow for the Ronald McDonald House of New England, and um the people that are donating the money for that, and yes, a bunch of individuals will be donating money tomorrow, but as of at the moment, the people that are donating $1,000, $500 are small business owners who are not going to they are probably not sponsors. Don't yell at me if you hear this. They're probably not going to get the ROI on that for just direct, like, advertising, but they do it because they're supporting their community, and like, it's a way that happens when other businesses don't do that. And when a kid needs little league uniforms, or your dance recital needs people to sponsor the programs and stuff, like, when your kid needs a job, all of that stuff. So yeah, absolutely, I agree, people should start small businesses and follow their dreams and do all of that stuff. There's no better time for it, but to do it correctly and smart, and to have a plan. How can people contact you? And do you take startups? Would you take an entrepreneur that is just starting out? Do you have a threshold for who you work with, or how established they have to be?
I do. I actually only want to work with companies that have 25 or less employees. I
Nice.
think that my services are better met there
Mhm.
because they don't need an accountant in house yet.
Mhm.
At that point, accounting can be outsourced and it can be beneficial. But once you reach the threshold of 20 employees, 25, you definitely do need that in house person, to help you manage your finances.
Yeah, absolutely. So where can people contact you if they want to reach out and get Bookkeep Me's services?
Yeah, so I have a Facebook page, one Bookkeep Me or Instagram, also on my website, bookkeepme.org. Um, they can also shoot me an email. The same, all my information is on all the previous referenced
Yeah.
locations.
Yep, and it will also be in the description of this video or this podcast, wherever you're listening or watching to this. Watching to this? I don't know. I speak for a living, and you could not tell. Melissa, thank you. This has been a joy, and I hope that you will come back, because you are a wealth of knowledge and information. And maybe we can have a show where people get to ask some direct questions sometime.
Yeah, that would be good. Thank you, Ben.
Awesome.
I
Thank
appreciate
you. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
it. All right.
Melissa Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful new friend. I am so grateful. Networking is a wonderful way to build relationships and to meet great new people. Obviously, it's something that if you run a small business or you're listening to a small business podcast, you're very familiar with the idea of networking, and I highly recommend it because you meet wonderful people like Melissa, and there are 9,000 different directions that I could go in a conversation with Melissa, and bookkeeping is just one of them. So reach out to her in the info, in the description, in the wherever you're watching or listening, the show notes, what have you, and check out BookkeepMe. And if you are someone who is thinking about going out and chasing their dreams and starting a business, do it. But consult with someone like Melissa and make sure that you're doing it the right way. So thank you guys very much. If you know anybody that should be highlighted on the New England Small Business Podcast, please send me an email. My email is also in the show notes. Have a great weekend or day or whenever you're listening to this, and we'll talk to you soon.